So today we are going to do an abundance technique session using the card deck and guidebook that many of you are familiar with already. I have posted things in the group about this from time to time. And today we're going to do a very special session. We're going to draw some cards and we're going to see what is the best way for us to prepare energetically to bring in and experience the two eclipses, the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse that are happening on March 25th and on April 8th. We'll set an intention and we're going to choose a card from the card deck. And each of these are an essential oil that we have available to us. And each of these has a different frequency. Each oil like this has a different frequency. And when we find out what is in our subconscious or what are the energy blocks in our body or our energy field that are preventing us from living our full potential, then we can use the essential oil on a regular basis to help support us in shifting and creating new neural pathways, new energy flows in our body, and releasing those things that really don't belong to us. We can just transform them into another energy and give it back to the universe. So let's get started. And which cards are going to help us usher in this very unique situation where we have back-to-back lunar and solar eclipses, and we're going to actually spend this time for maximum spiritual growth and transformation, and to bring in higher energies of love and light into the planet so that we can ease the tension in the world and experience a smoother transition to good times. Okay, but I'm feeling to put a drop of frankincense on my hands so that I have that clear energy in my field. Since I'm doing this not just for myself, but for our entire community, I want to be clear of just any personal energies that might be involved in it. So for the first card that we're pulling, which one of these is the first card that we need to pull? So I feel like it's in this deck. So then what I'll do is set these aside and I will separate it again. I found that this card deck is a good way to develop your intuition, your kinesthetic sense of feeling, and really getting in touch with your body. That's part of the divine feminine, to be totally connected, heaven and earth, the body, and the heaven and the earth is the body and the spirit. So, okay, so the first card, Clary Sage. So we're going to set that here. And now we're going to do this again for the second and third cards that we're pulling, okay? Which one of these has our card? And oh, we have Kunzia. That's one that comes from Australia. And of course, Clary Sage, we could say, comes from the US, but it is found in other countries as well. But we do grow that on the Young Living Farm in Utah and also in France. I've seen it grown in both those places when I've been there. So now the last one I'm going to do a little different, because I told you there's different ways you can pick a card. So for the final card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull it from the deck. What we're doing is we're pulling the final card of the three cards to see which oils do we need to use from now through April 8th or even beyond for maybe a week to usher in spiritual transformation and growth for each of us individually and also as a community to raise the frequency of the entire world in this challenging time so we can get through it with more grace and ease. Okay, so peace and calming. Wow, how perfect. So that's the last one. So we have the three cards. We have Clary Sage, we have Kunzia, and we have peace and calming. You can see two of them are single oils, and this one that's multicolored is a blend. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Abundance Technique booklet and we're going to read about each of these cards. So now let's look up Clary Sage, and Clary Sage is useful when you're experiencing indecision, changing moods, and emotional confusion. When you're unable to see clearly in the here and now, Clary Sage can help you connect to your feeling instincts so you can make choices that align with your soul. That seems like a perfect starting oil. It says clary sage can strengthen yet relax you so you feel both uplifted mentally and emotionally. We all need that in today's world. When you use clary sage oil, you can even experience a feeling of euphoria or sort of a blissfulness, okay? Clary sage can also put you in touch with the dream world, and this dimension can teach you many spiritual lessons. To remember your dreams more clearly, clary sage can be used in one of the following ways. Take an evening bath with it, in which you would put just like a few drops, whatever you feel called to, in either some baking soda, some Himalayan sea salt, or some Epsom salts. And you can mix it in there before you put it in the bath water and then soak for 20 to 30 minutes. The reason we mix it with one of those is that it disperses the oil in the water so it doesn't burn your legs when your pores are really open from the heat of the water. The next way you could use it is to put clary sage a drop on your pillow or put it in a spray bottle with a little water, a glass spray bottle, and spritz it on your bedding before you go to sleep at night. And then you can focus as you're falling asleep on what you want clarity about when you're sleeping during the night. Basically, you're setting a conscious intention to receive help about that issue during your dreaming. And then you could keep a notebook beside your bed, and the next time you wake up and that dream is clear in your mind, you can write down what your experience was. Because often it's hard for us to remember later what we dream about, because we're kind of in this theta state as we're coming out of sleep where we can remember clearly. And as we get into more active levels of alpha and beta, it becomes harder to remember those experiences. Clary sage can also be used to strengthen your inner eye and help you integrate the energies you take in to a higher spiritual frequency. Well, that's what we're having the intention for, is to raise our frequency. So that's perfect. Now the next one, so that one you can diffuse it, you can put it in a bath, you can put it on your bedding when you go to sleep at night, or any other way that you personally feel called to use this oil, you can use it. Okay? You can even put a drop in your hands and breathe it in and just meditate on our intention. The next one is Kunzia. Now, Kunzia, as I mentioned, is an oil that comes from Australia, and it's a very purifying oil. I've loved the fresh, clean smell of it. It's very nice. Okay, very different than the floral scents that many of us are used to. So here it is. Kunzia helps diffuse this deep, suppressed emotional pain. And I would say we have that as a country and a world right now also. And it suppresses this deep emotional pain that's solidified and could block the flow of energy in your body's meridian system. Kunzia gets your energy flowing again and dissolves the stiffness and discomfort in your body. Okay, so Kunzia oil is one that we could actually put it in your hands, and you could just kind of put it in your energy field to clear the energy field. You could put it on the bottom of your feet where it will go throughout your entire body. That's another good way to do it. Or, if you want to have it diffusing even during the night, instead of maybe alternating with clary sage, that's another way you can use it. Or you can use it in any way that you feel drawn to use it. Okay. So there are many ways to use each of these oils. The last one, peace and calming, kind of says the message from it. So peace and calming is useful if you feel like you're all over the place. If you have too many balls flying around and you're overwhelmed, that sounds like our planet today, our world. Everybody's all over the place. There's a lot of disharmony or different ways of thinking, and it doesn't feel like we're all coming together to work together in harmony. So this oil is very important for allowing us to settle into a calmness and a peacefulness so that you can live your life in a more focused way, trusting that all will turn out. So these are the three cards that I have pulled, and I can post these cards for you on the in our groups, our social media, so you can enjoy that. And just remember that this is a time to really focus on harmony, balance, and decision making, like intentions, setting intentions for what you want in your future. Okay, and I look forward to doing another abundance technique session with you soon.